How's it going? Be on the benches. It's your man JT coming at you with another video. Actually making this video outside today, just running around doing some things, but I had a chance to kind of sit down and I wanted to talk about the press conference yesterday, which introduced Brian Flores as the Miami Dolphins' next head coach, and just real quick for a couple of minutes give my thoughts on that. Obviously the first thing is, these things, press conferences are, they are what they are. They're a little bit on the boring side, if we're being completely honest. Not in far as, like, fans have high expectations for them. They want to see, all this stuff and excitement. It's a new coach and it's a new regime, and so they want all these answers and questions and all these things. And then I think a lot of times they tend to be a little bit more subdued than maybe we draw up in our heads, but I thought, Brian Flores checked a lot of the boxes. Maybe he didn't give the answers that every person wanted to see, but just because it's not the one you drew up in your head, doesn't mean it's not the right answer. I think one that I saw some people questioning was, I believe in the first interview, he was asked about, what intrigued him about the Miami Dolphins. And some people wanted him to name certain players and be excited to work with this guy, or to talk more about the team instead of kind of the vague, he kind of gave a vague, well, it's a good opportunity and 32 jobs and all this stuff. And listen, first of all, he can't name specific players because, especially guys like a Cameron Wake or Kenny Drake, he can't say I'm excited to work with these guys because we don't know if they're going to be back next year. So he can't say, for example, I'm excited to work with Kenny Drake, and then the team trades him, or I'm excited to work with Cam Wake, a legendary player, and then we don't bring him back. Then he seems like a liar. So there's only so much he can really give, but I thought he gave some good insight into his background. Talked a lot about being a team and being a selfless team, and his whole philosophy is he wants guys that are team first, which obviously makes sense coming from the Patriots. That's how they've rolled for a decade now. They don't, deal with superstar players or divas or high-paid players. It's all about making sacrifices to get to that Super Bowl. And he obviously wants to carry that over to the Miami Dolphins here. He talked about his background, coaching both on offense, or on all the offense, special teams, and defense. And he believes that gives him an advantage and to set him up well to be a head coach. I absolutely agree. I like that he has all that experience. He's not just, cultivated to one side of the game like our last coach Adam Gase, who even though I liked, he really was an offensive guy, didn't bring much to the defense. And some of these guys you've seen get hired, like a Cliff Kingsbury or Zach Taylor, really just offensive guys, really just quarterback guys, even more so than that. So a well-rounded leader is what the Dolphins said they wanted to find in a head coach more than just a coordinator. They believe they found it in Brian Flores. He didn't address anything as far as the coaching staff. He said they're still going to look into, even though obviously he did even kind of hint that they've been targeting some guys. So we know who they're going to hire at a lot of positions, but they're just not ready to reveal that yet. He was asked a little bit about the idea of, will the team, he wasn't flat out asked if the team was tanked, obviously, but, the success level of the team next year. And he said, listen, my mindset is to win every week. And that obviously is going to be his mindset. We'll see what kind of roster Chris Greer gives them and if it is a, tanking situation. But Brian Flores is not going to be a guy to go out there and take this situation lightly. As he mentioned, there's only 32 jobs. He has a great opportunity here with the Dolphins. That's why he came here. He took this job because it is a good opportunity to be a head coach in the state of, in a state of Florida, a good city like Miami. Sets him up well for him and his family, which he had there at the press conference as well. So he's not going to take an opportunity lightly and just intentionally lose games, obviously. So he obviously is going to try and win, which, that's obviously kind of a cliche coach answer. But, it is what it is at that regard, because I know just kind of the idea of are the Dolphins going to, how interested the Dolphins will be in winning next year is a big topic and talking point. So not surprised he was asked about that. But overall, that's just my things. Listen, I'm pretty excited. It's a press conference. If you didn't like Brian Flores, the hire before this, I don't think that's going to change your mind. If you like it, maybe he gave you a thing or two to be excited about. But ultimately, it was pretty check the box. He said the right thing, said the right words, but now it's just time to prove it. So let me know what you guys think down below, and see ya.